get that kind of.
Very rarely am I misgendered, and Riikkii's misgendered by people who meet us as Spencer
As
they
your proper
and
gender.
Riikkii he. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very rarely. It's usually
like
new
they were
people
saying, normally we
or older
introduce
people.
ourselves like we're just like Spencer, they, them, Riikkii, he, him, or we have like our pins, or we just like to make it very clear, especially depending on the atmosphere that we're in. So,
and I think speaking to like the transness questions, like they're bound to come up, but I think on the first date, more importantly, is just getting to know us like as people, and then as it goes on, it's like kind of have an expectation that maybe your trans partner won't want to be touched in certain places or won't want to engage in certain sexual activities, or a lot of communication and safety is going to have to go into that sexual exchange and trust, because, you know, I might not feel a way about being penetrated, but I need you to ask me because I need to be in that mood in that moment. And I actually have no body dysphoria whatsoever. So I'm good with whatever. But if I feel like somebody's feminizing me or treating me like, oh, girl, like that drives me up like no tomorrow. And I'm just like, I'm done. But if somebody's mutually exchanging those questions with me and saying like, can I touch you here? Can I touch you there? I'll be like, yes, all the places.
Yes, baby.
All the places, you know?
Yes, please.
For me, pre-transition, I was pretty uncomfortable around like my genitals and stuff like that, and I had a lot of dysphoria around it. Not so much my chest, because like I always felt like I didn't have boobs anyway, so they were just kind of like my skin tags hanging up, you know?
Right.
So, and actually a lot of people from my high school years remember me from my chest, because my boobs were always out. Like I had no shame. I was just like, you want them? Here they are. Like always out. So I had no shame around that. But so I always had like a hard time with partners like touching me physically and stuff like that around my genitals. And now that I am starting my transition and started it and everything, I'm like so comfortable. I just can't get enough. I'm like,
and like
all
has
right.
this amazing
Also,
partner, like blah 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 blah.
so
Taylor's great. Taylor's great.
She is.
She's actually great.
She's so amazing. So with my partner, I started dating her pre-T. I was literally like in the mode of Spencer, I think I'm going to transition. I think now's my time, right? So it was probably a couple months into me and her seeing each other where I went to her house one day and I sat down and she's like, right away, she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing. So we had a glass of wine. She's like, so you're going to tell me now? Because you're making me uncomfortable. So we sat down and I told her, and she was like, she literally was just like, that is amazing. She's like, thank you for telling me. I really appreciate it.
She's
and then
really
she
great.
Literally just hugged me and held me, and we just sat there and like talked about it.
Yeah.
And she was like, honestly, whatever you need to do. She's like, why were you so worried about telling me? I'm like, because I don't know, because a lot of women find out that their partner is going to transition or think they're trans and they break up. Like we know people who have been broken up with like 7 years down the road of a relationship just because they're ready to transition.
Yeah, we had a friend that was with somebody for 7 years and their partner left them, which like her lesbian identity is totally valid. And if she wants to be with a lesbian, like that's understandable. But like how fucking terrifying is that to like come out to your partner of that many years and then have to like
them.
And trusting them, and then her being like, and rightfully so, like I'm a lesbian, I want to be with a woman. But even then it's like you choosing between like the love of your life and you.
And that's another thing where people think because you're transitioning it's going to change who you are. But it's like, so does that mean you loved me for 7 years for my physical,
for my
and
boobs,
not
and
who I am? Like, because literally
or a name
I have always been trans, and now I'm finally coming out physically as trans, or like I'm actually coming out and saying I'm trans.
It's nothing about me that's
exactly
changed.
So that's kind of messed up on its own a little for me. Like, so that's why I was kind of
it's
like
just that
terrified.
I'm telling you now. That's the only thing that's happened.
Literally. So it's kind of scary to like get into a relationship as a woman and then transition, because it's like you never know how it's gonna. You really never know. It's just like your family, right? Either they're gonna accept it or they're gonna
reject it.
And like, you know, I'm pretty sure, and like I've had a partner who said this, like or I said this to a partner once, like when my parents were first dealing with the fact that I was gay, or like coming to it, which was totally fine, and they were like, you were 6 years old and told me your kindergarten teacher was beautiful. And like no 6-year-old says that, you know. She say like she's pretty, you don't say like she's beautiful.
It's my favorite story you tell.
Yeah, like my mom says it all the time. She's like, you came home and you were like clutching your chest and you were like, Mrs. Pattinson is beautiful. Or I can't remember her name. Yeah, Pattinson. But anyway, like I remember when Nick, my first partner, came out where I was like, well, this works out because my parents wanted me with a boy anyway. So like, and I remember Taylor saying that like solves that issue. Now I have a boyfriend. Like, not that she was ever like going to be opposed to it, even if you didn't transition, but like kind of like wraps that up on a nice little bow, like still straight and like, you know, whatever. But it like, it doesn't change like the fact that Riikkii's queer and like, you know, even I don't even know if Taylor would identify as queer because like maybe she does.
Yeah, I think she's pretty open. Like she's on the pan scale for sure.
Yeah.
We actually had the conversation. We always have the conversation actually because like I'm also open. Like I'm super like I will just love you for you. It doesn't matter like what you got going on. Doesn't matter who you are. Like how you identify.
I can work all those genitals.
Me,
don't
like,
worry.
Yeah, I love
personality.
genitals.
Yeah, exactly.
I love
and
genitals.
your personality is the one that's
Love
really gonna get me right. So it's like we're both pretty open.
What's the best case scenario, do you think, to a person? So say your partner is coming out as trans, but you are not into that gender. What is the best thing they can do?
The best thing to do is just
from
to
that point.
like say it right away. If you're like, you know, you can't date a trans person, or it's not even that you can't date a trans person. Like say you didn't want to date a boy. Yeah. Like somebody who's eventually going to walk through the world with all this mass privilege and things like that, which like holds me back. Like I love dick all day long, but like, do I actually want to marry a person who has like a cis, like a bio dick? Probably not, because the politics that aligns with that cis community, I just can't align with. And there's unicorns out there. Like we know a couple cis men who are like lovely, wonderful people that I would totally date. But again, I don't think I would marry them. I think I'm just too gay for that. Like, and I think in that case, you should just say it right away. Like if I was dating,
should you like help them through the transition or stay as a close friend? To, like, you know what I mean?
I think it really depends on the relationship before the whole situation. Like if you feel like you can support them, but it's also up to the person who's transitioning. So really the ball is kind of in that person's court. Like it really doesn't have to do with you from here on out, because they should be able to say, yes, I need you, or no, I don't. But if you saying like I can't be with you because of your transition, then I don't think mentally it's the best thing to stay in each other's lives, because the person is still gonna want to be
And we have had experiences of friends who have left their partners when they've transitioned, because transitioning itself is a very selfish thing to do, and like rightfully so. Like you are so entitled to that time spent on yourself and your body and all the emotions that are running through you. Like to carry somebody else's emotions is very difficult during that time. So I have had friends that have broken up with their partners to say like, this relationship just became 75-25 and I need to take the time to be 75 for myself, which I think is also completely valid, because you've got to focus on this whole, you're going through puberty again. There's this like fucking fight response going on in your body. Like you don't really know what's going on. And also you're walking through the world as now the person you want to be. Like,
everything, it's, I'd love to say that everything changes. Not everything changes, but like a lot of shit changes. And so like I was saying, so before, like my mental health was so horrible, right? And I was just angry and sad all the time. And now like I barely ever have a mental health slip. Like I'm super calm. Like I take the time to actually like step back and breathe before reacting to a situation.
For sure.
So I don't even majorly related.
Oh yes, but also in some, like a lot of cases, starting testosterone triggers mental health, and a lot of people end up being very angry because like their levels are all over the place. So like I am so fortunate for my transition and my experiences, because everything has been positive. Everything has been positive. Like I haven't lost anybody. I haven't had any mental health slips. Like, so I'm very, very lucky, but unfortunately there's a lot of people who aren't that lucky.
And we can't
and
push,
that's what's hard,
like,
and that's what's scary.
We can't push how much it's important to like not get your tea from black markets. Like getting tea supervised by a doctor, even if you have to wait, like it really sucks and we really understand, but like not having your levels monitored is like really, really dangerous. And like that's what Riikkii was saying, like that's where the fury and like the anger, the aggression comes in, and also like messes with your liver and everything in your body. Like it needs to be monitored. And like fortunately we live in a place where it's pretty accessible.
Yeah, I could call my doctor and be like, I feel like I need a blood test because I don't know if my levels are right.
And
it'll just happen.
She'll be like, yep, come in.
Toronto.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Totally. So it's really important to properly medically transition with a doctor if that's what you're going to decide to do.
For sure. Okay, I can't go too much longer without doing a little word for my sponsor.
Oh my God, do it.
Do you mind?
No.
I think you'll like my sponsor. It's the lovely folks at Come As You Are.
Oh, nice.
Have you heard of them? Have you?
We
you heard?
have. Yeah, that's where I bought my first binder there.
Yes?
Yeah, when it was a store.
Yes.
Sad.
Yeah. They're still online. They still do a lot of booths in festivals
cool.
as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, they're around to see them in person as well. Yeah,
okay.
for sure.
That's where I bought my first packer.
Yes, well, that's lovely. Well, for all of you who don't know who Come As You Are, they're a super feminist, anti-capitalist sex shop that doesn't have a physical store right now in Toronto, but they've got a great online store at comeasyouare.com. You can get so many fucking great trans products there. You can get great sex toys there, great literature, great educational stuff. You can also get in contact with them if you have any questions. You just want to chat. Like, they're so anti-capitalist, they really don't want to just sell you stuff. They want to give you knowledge and give you support and stuff like that. So please go to comeasyouare.com, and if you do want to purchase something from their website, you can do so and get 15% off with the coupon code BEDPOST, which is BEDPOST, BEDPOST. And if you're in Canada and it's over $50, then you're going to get free shipping too. What? And then another lovely company, which they have a small selection available at comeasyouare.com, is Lovecrafters Toys.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
It's spring. Did you get the memo? It's spring. Lovecrafters is a Toronto silicone artist, Shay. She's amazing. I love her. This is a lovely anal plug. It's gonna make your butt classy. Okay. Lovecrafters is makes a really great, non-threatening, unintimidating, fun, geeky sex toy line. It's premium silicone, which is amazing. The artist is a local artist, which is absolutely amazing as well. And Shay would like you to go to their Etsy shop first. So Lovecrafters, one word, their Etsy shop. And then also you can go over to comeasyouare.com, get that 15% off discount with the coupon code BEDPOST and get your own little Lovecrafters butt plug.
I love bums.
Love butts.
I could see you getting flustered while they're talking.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, that's a really pretty butt plug.
can I
I would
touch?
I'm
Can
gonna
I
go there and get that. That's
that?
cute.
That's
I want to be
exactly
fancy.
what they were thinking.
Yeah, no, totally.